Hi, this is Amesel Ponte, local music writer here at the Portland Press Herald, and welcome to the Newsroom Sessions. To my left is my friend and fellow Red Sox fan, singer-songwriter Pete Kilpatrick. Welcome, Pete, to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
I have watched Pete's career unfold for the entire time that I've been writing about local music, which is a little over 10 years, actually, for this newspaper. And Pete, last year, he and his band, the Pete Kilpatrick Band, released Heavy Fire. But I also want to talk to you. You've made friends with John Popper from Blues Traveler. Can you?
Yeah.
I'm enthralled by that piece of information. Can you tell us about that, Pete?
Yeah, definitely. So we were asked in 2012. The band played the Sundance Film Festival out in Park City, Utah, and they were having a private event this past October. So they wanted to do something cool. So they asked our band to come out and be John Popper's kind of backing band for a private event.
No kidding.
Yeah. So we.
That's a phone call everybody wants to get.
Yeah, definitely. So we learned about 6 or 7 Blues Traveler songs, and we sent John some of our original music, and he played some harmonica on some of our songs, and we ended up kind of becoming friends with him, and we ended up doing 4 or 5 shows with him. We did a few shows out in Park City, and then we did a couple of shows in New England with him. So
fantastic.
Yeah, it was such a great experience.
And you think you'll stay friends with him now? Permanently?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely he's one of the most talented musicians that we've ever played with, and you kind of forget how amazing his voice is because he's such a well-known harmonica player. But so we're actually talking about writing some music together and maybe putting out an album at some point with him. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Congratulations! That's
Thank
outstanding news.
Thank you.
And speaking of which, so Heavy Fire was last year. Is there any a new Pete Kilpatrick Band new album on the horizon?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in the early stages of kind of putting a plan together to. We've got a couple songs, but everybody's just been so crazy this summer, busy. So I think we're probably going to start doing some more serious writing and recording this fall into the winter and try to have something 2014.
Excellent. We will look forward to that.
Great.
You can find information about Pete Kilpatrick Band at PeteKilpatrickBand.com. Also find him on Facebook. He's got a whole bunch of gigs coming up. They have a regular thing going. It's quite a scene at Portland Lobster Company on Commercial Street in Portland. Also a benefit show for the Mid-Coast Hunger Prevention Project coming up in September. For right now, though, we'd love to hear a couple songs.
Okay, great.
Excellent.
So this is a song called Dear July.
Started as a spark, now it blazes like a wildfire. We hold it in our hearts, we never let it go. 2 lightning bugs in June, blowing up the summer night. The willow trees are weak, still they don't know why. Dear July, stay with me for one more night. The party can't be over, we just got here. Dear July, I can see the season in your eyes. Your vanity is filling up my soul. Lying in a yard at some old-fashioned farm, studying the stars and wondering where I'm from. If Martians fell from space, would they recognize my face? Would they treat me like a king? Would I vanish with no trace? Dear July, stay with me for one more night. The party can't be over, we just got here. Dear July, I can see the season in your eyes. Your vanity is is filling up my soul. Stay with me for one more night. The party can't be over, we just got here. Dear July, I can see the summer in your eyes. Your vanity is filling up my soul. Dear July, won't you lay with me just one more time? The party can't be over, we just got here. Dear July, I can see the season in your eyes. Your vanity is filling up my soul. Feel it in his bones, like a skeleton. His fragile frame was violently exposed. A prize fighter with his back against the ropes. Amidst the heavy fire, she knew she loved him still. As the moon lit the frames on the windowsill, were haunted by the ghost behind the barn. Wake up, give yourself a second chance to be saved, but only if you want to. In the final act of this play, we'll curse the darker days as the curtain falls. The crowd sings out, home is where your heart is. Do 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 do. Home is where you left it. Home is what you make it. Do 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 do. We were swallowed in a fog, wrapped around the coast and drifted up onto West Boulevard. Like a flower you were searching for the sun. Never saw the world through a clearer lens till the ice broke away at the riverbed. In too deep, though we knew we needed more. Wake up, give yourself a second chance to be saved, but only if you want to. The final act of this play will curse the darker days as the curtain falls. The crowd sings out, home is where your heart is. Home is where you left it. Home is what you make it. Orange leaves floating high, constellations in a smoke-filled sky as we feed the heavy fire. God, give yourself a second chance to be saved, but only if you want to. The final act of this play will will curse the darker days as the curtain falls. The crowd cries out, home is where your heart is. Home is where you left it. Life is what you make it. Do 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 do.
Pete, as always, you sound fantastic, which is why myself and so many out there have been a fan of yours for so long. Can you tell us, what were those songs we just heard?
The first song was a song called Dear July, and the second song was actually the title track off of the latest album. It's a song called Heavy Fire.
Excellent. PeteKilpatrickBand.com is the place to go for all Pete happenings. Thank you so much for joining us. Great luck with the John Popper stuff. That is awesome.
Thank you very
Thanks for
much.
stopping by the studio today. I'm Ainsley. This has been the Newsroom Sessions.